Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny. And it's time. It's time that we do a follow-up on the knife that I consider to be the best budget OTF of 2023. And you might be thinking, dude, isn't it a little bit early for this? I mean, we're still in November, technically, at the time of releasing this video. So we got a whole nother month. There could be, one more OTF that just comes in and blows my socks off, but it's highly, highly unlikely. I waited 7 months, count them, 7 months to release this video and to crown the SOS Knives OTF as the best budget out the front knife. Now, I do have to give you some criteria for this. First of all, it has to be under $100. In the OTF world, OTFs are typically more expensive to make, and so they cost more. So a budget for an OTF is under $100. And I know that many of you watching this are here purely to argue with me in the comment section. I'm here to tell you that that's fine. You can use this channel as an outlet for your frustrations if you are a diehard Lightning OTF fan, but I would ask you to hear me out because I'm going to make some arguments as to why the Lightning OTF does not in fact hold a candle to the SOS Knives OTF. Let's get started. Price tag, obviously $100, aluminum body, aluminum chassis, side firing, deployment trigger, whatever you want to call that. This specific one has a drop point blade. They did make one in a tanto, and they also made one in a dagger style. I thought the dagger style was pretty cool when I bought this. And yes, I bought this. Initially, I got this on loan from Blade Ops. And after I did my initial reaction to this, I called them up and I said, you know what, just take my money. I don't want to send this back. I do not want to send this back. And I made the prediction that these would sell out because every time a knife reviewer would get one in, they would ultimately end up saying good things about it. Now, there were some questions, okay? And these definitely sold out. By the way, this specific one is in stock. I'll drop a link in the description down below if you want to support the channel and pick one of these up. There have been some developments, okay? Development number one. If you were to watch my initial review, there's people that are pissed off in the comment section because they watched it 6 months later and they're like, why is it out of stock? How long is it out of stock for? I don't understand. Guys, you know what? I'm not always right on those predictions, but I had a feeling. And sure enough, they sold out. They got them back in stock. They sold out again, got them back in stock, sold out again. And then they were out of stock for, I want to say, about a month and a half, 2 months. And now they're back. And they have this model, which I'm being told is their most popular blade shape. The drop point blade is perfect. I love the way dagger style blades look. I do have a passion for tantos as well. But the drop point is, quite honestly, the best for your regular utility purposes. This is not a big knife, okay? But that also means it's going to have a really small carry profile. Is the pocket clip anything to write home about? No, it's a pocket clip and it serves the purpose of clipping to your pocket. That's it. Also, it doesn't get in the way of the ergos. So that's a nice added bonus too. At $100, I'm not looking for amazing things on the pocket clip. It's there, period. However, these handle frames do not look like anything else. And I know that people out there are going to be like, oh, it looks super similar to the Lightning OTF. I see similarities in that OTFs all have and all share certain similarities, but that's it. The Lightning OTF has a weak inlay. You know what? People buy it because they like the action. I'm here to tell you that the action on this is every bit as good and as snappy as what you're going to find on a Lightning OTF. And while that one costs $35 and this one costs $99, you actually know what the blade steel is on here. I have actually sharpened this. I've used this enough in the last 7 months and carried it enough where I actually did have to sharpen it and strop it. And it stropped up well. If you want to know just how well made your D2 is or how well heat treated it is, just use it enough so you have to sharpen it and then go to sharpen it. If it doesn't sharpen for anything, then you know that it's most likely not a good heat treat on D2. If it sharpens well, you can feel it. And those of you who have sharpened knives, hit me up in the comment section down below. Am I right? You can feel a well heat treated blade steel when you go to sharpen it. Took an edge back again, and oh man, it's sharper than it was the day I got it out of the box, which is, you know, it's not surprising. It should be when you go to sharpen it. The action. The button does stand proud. I would say no more or less proud than what you get off of a Benchmade shootout. And yes, I get it. This is not an American-made OTF. But it's also not $500 or $600 looking at you, Benchmade. Yeah. People will fight me over that in the comment section as well. The action is perfect. Side-to-side blade play, very minimal. It does have some back and forth blade play. Now, people did express some concerns about this. Lefty.edc actually said, I don't know if it'll hold up. He said that because of this play right here. I immediately went and destroyed like 10 boxes with this thing. No issue. I've never once had this lock fail. It's never retracted on its own. More to the point, people said, I don't believe a Chinese OTF will hold up over time. Did you know that OTFs are actually, when they're made right, when they're made correctly, they can actually withstand one hell of a beating. If you don't believe me, just go and watch some of X-Rings content on Microtechs. It's one of the reasons why you pay a premium for Microtech. And I have a Microtech, and I love this knife, but this knife is, you know, 3 to 4 times the cost of this knife. I can get 3 or 4 of these for one of these, and yes, this is American made, and I do love it dearly. But here's the problem with American made OTFs that cost $300, $400, $500, $600. The problem is that people buy them and then they don't use them. Even though they're built to withstand one hell of a beating, people will say, I just don't feel so good. I don't want to use my $400 knife. If that's you, you should get one of these. You're not going to feel bad about ripping into whatever with your $99 SOS OTF, especially when the action on here is every bit as good as it is on the Microtech. More to the point, a lot of cheap Chinese OTFs, you can always tell that they're cheap because they failed. Either they fail on deployment or they fail when they get put to the test. My buddy Duty's Daggers bought one of these on my recommendation, and he tortured the crap out of it, guys. If you want to see it, just go to Duty's Daggers channel and look up his torture test on the SOS OTF. Same blade shape. He batoned with it. When he batoned with a Lightning OTF, it broke apart. It didn't break apart on this. He hammered it through some like a 2x4, like a nail. It survived the tip stab test. Just about the only thing that messed with this knife when he torture tested it was he drowned it in oil. Now, with oil, you have to be careful on OTFs because oil will bind to the springs, and then it'll fail on deployment after you soak it in oil because the springs are getting bound up. Here's the best part. That doesn't mean that you can't lubricate this knife. It just means that you just got to let it dry out. So just about the only thing he did was when he drowned it in liquid oil, he had to clean it out and dry it out. It was fine after that. But the fact that this $99 OTF survived torture tests normally designed for $300, $400, $500, $600 American-made OTFs, it sings to its quality. And it's no wonder why these continue to sell out. At the $99 price point, is it worth buying this over 3 Lightning OTFs? Absolutely. If I can take this out and not feel bad about hard using it, about abusing it, about dropping it, about throwing it in the back of the truck or in the glove box, or, maybe doing some dumb stuff that you don't want to use your expensive knives for, this is it, guys. Ergo's good, action good, reliable, torture tested. It doesn't get better than this for $100. And if you disagree with me, I want to hear about it in the comment section down below. Let me know which OTF at the $100 or less price point is a better buy than this. And if you're going to claim that, let me know, have you tried one of these yet? Now, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to tell you that if you're on the fence about it, go ahead and buy it because they will sell out again. I promise you, it is so difficult to find a affordable sub $100 OTF here in 2023, especially when they're this well made. Go ahead, pick one up. My link's in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to watch more awesome knife and EDC content, make sure to go ahead and click on one of the videos that pops up next.